type of model focuses on how the economic markets for various goods and services determines organisational behaviour. For hierarchy and network models, organised criminal structures are effectively independent of the markets, such as drugs, fraud, extortion and so forth, in which they operate. To use a shopping analogy, organised crime simply moves into the mall and takes it over. Or in some cases, they simply build the mall themselves. For market models, the reverse is true. The structure of organised crime develops out of the nature of the markets in which they operate. In other words, rather than organised crime having a certain type of structure, hierarchy or network, that is then imposed on illegitimate economic behaviour, the market model suggests criminal businesses, just like their legal counterparts, have to adapt their organisational structure to the market in which they operate. Where a criminal organisation is able to exercise monopoly control over a particular market, such as the supply of cocaine, then corporate hierarchy structures are the major form of organisation. Zabludov, for example, argues cocaine is a product that has one main global source, Colombia, and production is controlled by a small number of criminal cartels. Although these organised crime groups may compete against each other to produce and distribute cocaine, taken together they have control of the market. As Zabludov notes,
the Colombian cocaine industry has a triangular structure. The dominating firms at the top of the pyramid directly employ a relatively small number of people. The numbers increase through several layers of support entities. These organizations operate on a giant international scale, by forming strategic agreements with similar enterprises in other countries. Around 80% of Colombian cocaine is exported to North America.
Where criminals can't exercise monopoly control, such as the competitive markets for marijuana, then network structures are the main form of organisation. Marijuana, for example, is a product grown all over the world, by large-scale enterprises employing hundreds, if not thousands, to relatively small-scale one-person bedroom enterprises. It is impossible for any single criminal organisation to dominate the market. There are just too many producers, suppliers and dealers. Competition at all levels, therefore, determines the nature, size and shape of organised crime in this market, making it more open to the development of relatively simple criminal networks that do not require or need high levels of structural organisation. In this model, it is the nature of the criminal market that determines how crime is organised. Monopoly markets lend themselves to corporate structures with network extensions. Competitive markets lead to networks with limited corporate structures. This suggests two things. Firstly, there is no single dominant form of organised crime. Secondly, the structure of criminal organisations is shaped by forces beyond their control. Market forces determine how crime is organised. There are two main problems to consider here. Firstly, incorporation. Market models are a way of explaining which type of model, hierarchy or network, is dominant in a particular situation, rather than being an alternative to these models. Both hierarchical and network models can happily coexist with this type of general model. Secondly, overdetermination. Market models suggest that the behaviour of legal and illegal businesses is basically the same because they are both shaped by market forces, the nature of the economic market in which they operate. However, the functioning of illegal markets could be seen as qualitatively different to their legal counterparts because they face different problems, such as government interventions and the activities of the police and armed forces. In other words, just because legal businesses are organised in a certain way because of market forces, the same may not be true for their illegal counterparts, where a different set of forces apply to their behaviour.